Welcome. My name is Leilani Melendez, and I'm a PACE graduate student studying occupational therapy. Yes. So I will be your host tonight, along with my friend Ian Freed, and he also is a PACE student. So it is a great honor to be here. So welcome to PACE University's annual Changemakers and Healthcare Award Ceremony. Tonight, we will honor 3 individuals who have dedicated their lives to administering quality care, nurturing community, and fostering innovation. I am proud to say that a portion of tonight's proceeds for tonight's event will be used to fund scholarships within the health care professionals so that PACE can enroll the next generation of changemakers in healthcare. For more than a decade, CHP has educated and trained the next generation of health professionals. With the help of world-class faculty from around the globe, students have gone on to have incredibly fulfilling careers in New York City, Pleasantville, and beyond. I know firsthand the importance of receiving an education and how life-changing of an experience it can be. Not only did I grow up being the only girl with 3 brothers, but I was the first woman to pursue a college degree on my dad's side. Thank you. CHP prides itself on the social mobility of its students, and I am living proof of that. The hands-on learning I have received in my classes has forever changed my life, and I wouldn't trade the last few years for anything. Now let's get into tonight's program. It is my pleasure to welcome a pillar of the PACE community. Please join me in a round of applause as we welcome the Dean of College of Health Professions, Dr. Marcus Ty.
Thank you, Leilani, and for your very generous introduction. And welcome to everybody, and thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate our 3rd annual PACE Celebrates Changemakers in Healthcare. We are delighted that this event has brought together some of our most impactful leaders in the New York healthcare community to support the College of Health Professions and to host those who have made extraordinary contributions to the healthcare professions. The strength, quality, and breadth of our programs within CHP are second to none. As you know, we are producing superior graduates in health science and cross-PACE multidisciplinary programs, such as health informatics and public health at the graduate level, baccalaureate RN nursing and MS, and doctoral nurse practitioners in advanced care specialties, including family nurse practice and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and researcher and educator PhDs in nursing, as well as occupational therapists, registered dietitians and nutritionists, physician assistants, speech-language pathologists, and thanks to your help, new programs which we're developing and extending as well. And our graduates, as you've heard, are well prepared, continuing to exceed state and national averages on their licensing examinations and to be ready for clinical practice. We know that healthcare professionals are leaving the field in record numbers, not only due to the pandemic, but also long-standing issues with workload and work-life balance, and we are trying to address those as well in terms of satisfaction and mindfulness and wellness. With our many and growing programs, including our PhD in nursing, we hope to address not just a nursing shortage by educating students, but also to ensure we are addressing the nursing educator faculty shortage as well. Everyone at PACE and CHP has profound gratitude for our existing clinical partners who enable us to train a workforce that represents the communities that our health systems serve. We are especially grateful to all of those who are here tonight, who have generously, personally, as well as professionally through your institution, supported our students financially. I'm very happy to report we have raised over $100,000 tonight for our students, our best year. I'd particularly like to recognize New York Presbyterian, NYC Health and Hospitals Lincoln, Hackensack Meridian Health, Mount Sinai Hospital, Wendell's Marks, Metro Plus Health, Riker Danzig LLP, and William H. Connolly and Company. And tonight, we honor our 2023 Changemakers in Health, Audrey Murphy, EVP, Co-Chief Legal Officer, Chief Officer, Team Member Health and Safety of Hackensack Meridian Health. Stacey Petrower, President, New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital. And the amazing chair of the CHP Advisory Board. And Christopher Roker, CEO, NYCHHC Lincoln Medical Center and Chief Growth Officer, NYC Health and Hospitals. And a shout out also to our faculty and staff, many of whom I see here today, and colleagues in administration. Thank you. These distinguished awardees have demonstrated a commitment to healthcare and an ingenuity of thought that has the potential for having substantial and lasting influence on the industry. We will now continue this evening's event with a welcome and update from our great president, a great supporter of CHP. Please welcome President Marvin Crislock.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Are we glad to be here? Are we glad to be in person? Yes. Isn't it great? And it's so wonderful to be here on this very special night. I want to start by giving a big round of applause for our two student MCs tonight, Leilani Melendez, who you just met, who's studying for master's, and Ian Green, who you'll meet shortly as an undergraduate nursing student. Two of our really amazing students in the College of Health Professions. Our Changemakers in Healthcare Award is our annual opportunity to honor extraordinary leaders in the healthcare fields who exemplify the PACE ethos of professional success and display a real commitment to giving back. And by being here to help us celebrate them, you are helping us to raise funds that support scholarships and student success initiatives to support remarkable students like Leilani and Ian. We also know that this comes at a critical time. I was just talking to all of our honorees about the needs of the healthcare professions and the workforce. And we need talented, committed people from all sorts of backgrounds now more than ever. And that's very much a part of our mission and what we do at CHP. And so I really thank you for that. For our most recent graduates, the class of 22, our bachelor's degree graduates reported a 98% placement rate at 6 months after graduation with an average salary of $92,000. They're doing well as well, and that's great. For the master's graduate, the placement rate was 97%, and the average salary was over $112,000. That's good, right? So by supporting tonight's event, you're helping to transform those students' lives, improve the community's lives, and make a difference. Dean Ty's already introduced them, but I want to say how proud and happy I am that tonight we're honoring three great friends to this university and this College of Health Professions, our trustees, Chris Roker and Audrey Murphy, and the chair of our CHP Advisory Board, Stacey Petrower. So to all three of you, congratulations. Thank you. Now let's get on to the fun stuff. Our first presenter requires no introduction, but I'm going to do this anyway. You've seen his face on your TV nearly every morning, whether he's telling you the weather or anchoring news or information segments. He's a successful producer, reporter, and interviewer who has talked with everyone from celebrities to presidents. But he's here tonight in what might be one of his most important roles as big brother to the CEO of New York City Health and Hospitals Lincoln and the Chief Growth Officer of NYC Health and Hospital System, Pace University trustee Chris Roker. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Big Brother Al.
Wow, thank you so much for that really tepid response. That was really heartwarming. A little slow moving up here. I'm about to have a knee replacement. So I once a year, whether I need it or not, I go to the hospital. Thanks to the nice folks at New York Presbyterian, I was there for a month. That was fantastic. And the person who was there with me, other than my wife Deborah, my baby brother Chris, who was great. And all we could do is look around and go, these floors aren't as clean. Anyway, it's no surprise to me that Christopher Roker is receiving the Changemakers in Healthcare Award. My brother has been a change maker, a disruptor most of his life. In fact, after he was born, he disrupted my life. I thought my parents were done. And then all of a sudden, well, let's put it this way. My brothers and sisters, he's the baby. My brothers and sisters, we have birth certificates. He has a letter of apology from the Trojans. Wow. Although I bet you didn't know that Chris was Doogie Howser, the young doctor at TV show. Before Doogie Howser, Doogie went to college in his early teens. Chris went to college when he was 3 years old. That's right. To give my mom a break, in my sophomore year at SUNY Oswego, I took Chris to college with me for 3 weeks. That's right. And I got his potty chair, so I helped potty train him. In fact, he was so impressed and disrupted every one of my classes. He was so impressed with SUNY Oswego that he ended up going there. 14 years later, he was in the same public speaking class that I had taken him to. And when she noticed who was on her class list, she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I've had a student whose diaper I helped change." And guess what? He's still wearing that diaper. But in all seriousness, I have watched in awe how each time he has gone to an organization, whether it was a hospital in Cleveland, Ohio, whether it was a hospital in Queens, in Manhattan, or now in the Bronx, he makes each organization better. How does he do this? How does he effectuate change? Through leadership, through strong leadership. He helps the people who work with him to meet their potential and become his partner in effecting that change. Positive change. Not change just for change's sake, but inclusive leadership, partnership, and mentorship. I know it's something that he learned from our father, Al Roker Sr. And I know both he and our mother are looking down right now and extremely proud of him. And I know one of the reasons that you have been such an effective change leader is that you're married to an effective change leader in the medical industry, your lovely wife, Letice Hardy, who runs things at the visiting nurse service. Although when it's BNS, I want to say virtual nurse service, but who knows. In any event, it gives me great pride and a privilege that I present my baby brother, Christopher Roker, with the Changemakers.
So I have 4 minutes. Quick 4 minutes. Stop feeding me. So when I found out about this, Gary, where's Gary? Gary, thank you. He goes, who do you want to present the award to? And the first person, obviously, was my brother. For many different reasons. But as many of you don't know, we almost lost him. And it was very important. My staff knows. Last year was a bad year for the Roker, the Hardy family, right? Just as most people's, they went through a tough time during COVID. Well, we had a tough time with my brother, with our nephew, losing our nephew, and then losing our sister, right? So Al talks about one of the many reasons why I'm an effective leader. It's because of our father and our mother. They instilled in us, you always help. Our father has given chances to so many people. He was just a force in our lives, and Al is a force in my life. He is a direct relation to my father, and he is my dad, right? He's my second dad. And I'm just so proud that Hank Carter came. I talk to my wife about Hank, and I talk to my brother about Hank. He reminds me of my dad. I'm very honored and proud to accept this award. It's not really my award. If my staff could stand up, Lincoln could stand up. This is the reason why I'm an effective leader. But none of this could have happened if I didn't have a wife like Lettice. And the reason why I say that, she allows me to put in the time. She is not one of those wives that nag. She understands that I love what I do. And sometimes I'm not home crazy hours of the night into the morning. Or I'll wake up real early at 1 o'clock and I'm like, I gotta go. And she's like, okay, whatever. But she knows that I do it for a purpose. I want greatness for every single one of my staff, our patients, and our community. And so I just wanted to say thank you to Marvin, to Gary, to the staff, to the faculty, and congratulations to the other honorees. It's been a blessing and an honor, and I won't forget this. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Roker. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ian Freed. I'm a PACE student enrolled in the one-year Accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. It is a 3-semester intensive program with clinicals built in, specifically designed for students like me, transitioning into nursing. Prior to the program, I studied engineering and data science and was working in the technology and education fields. I'm so grateful to have found a program that will allow me to pursue my goal of becoming an emergency or cardiac ICU nurse. My long-term plans are to pursue further education to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. It is now my honor to introduce It is now my honor to introduce someone who has been instrumental to all of the progress that PACE has made in the last few years. Under her watch, PACE established 2 doctoral programs in nursing and expanded the BS programs within CHP. Please join me in welcoming Professor and Dean Emerita of CHP in the Lienhardt School of Nursing and Chief Wellness Officer of PACE, Harriet Feldman.
Thank you for that kind introduction. Good evening, everybody. It's my great honor to be here tonight to recognize an extraordinary individual, a great member of the PACE community, Audrey Murphy. I think back to our first meeting, which was at Hackensack Medical Center, which is what it was called at that time, where the former chief nurse officer and I were talking about how we can engage some of the staff who are our own alumni to be more involved with our nursing program. And so at the time she said, well, I have to take you next door to meet with somebody else. And she introduced me to Audrey, which was a wonderful experience. And hearing about her rich background and what she was doing at Hackensack Meridian was just astounding to me. Combining her skills as a nurse and attorney, and I just think about, I co-authored a book many years ago on nurses in the political arena, and it made me think of the many roles that nurses hold, and hold really capably. Since then, we have interacted numerous times, email and in person. In person, she was honored with the Spirit of PACE Award a number of years ago. She and the then chief nurse at Hackensack, Diane Arrow, who's also a PACE alum, were both honored at that event. And then I got to meet some of her family because I sat at the table with them. And afterwards, we had lengthy discussions over, I guess, a few years about her daughter's interest in a nursing career. And here she is, getting her master's and doctoral degrees in nursing. With decades as both an attorney and a nurse, currently Audrey Murphy dedicates her time at Hackensack Meridian Health in many roles, some of which you heard of earlier, but I will repeat them because they are just so important. Executive Vice President, Co-Chief Legal Officer, Chief Officer, Team Member Health and Safety. She's also responsible for enterprise risk management, the physician enterprise, the regional CTS programs, the foundations, all academic programs, including the School of Medicine, the vast insurance programs and captives, research, and the Center for Discovery and Innovation, and many other UNICEF programs. And the only thing I can ask is, do you ever sleep? Well, I do. As of 2022, Audrey also serves on the Pace University Board of Trustees, which is strengthened by her leadership and vast knowledge of healthcare. It's with great pleasure that I ask you to all please join me in saluting Audrey Murphy as we present her with the Changemaker in Healthcare Award. She's more than deserving.
Thank you so much, Harriet. I just want to take a minute to talk a little bit about Harriet Feldman. I first met Harriet when I was in the Leonard School of Nursing myself. So as not only the dean, but as a professor and a mentor, I owe so much to Harriet. It's not just me, it's my colleagues around the metropolitan area and beyond, as well as all of the nursing programs, staff, owe so much to you, Harriet, as well as other health professionals, because of all you did, all the time you put in. So I really want to celebrate you. And secondly, I'd just like to congratulate the other honorees, Chris. And Chris, you're a hard act to follow here. I'm doing the best I can. Chris and Stacey, I'm in awe of what you do every single day. You're change makers for sure every single day in the healthcare realm. I also want to thank Marvin, the Board of Trustees, Gary, the professors here at Pace University for all you do for the Pace community and for the healthcare community. But I just want to take one moment to just talk a little personally. I can't even tell you how important Pace University has been in my life. Nursing, law, if it wasn't for this university, I would not be where I am today. I would not have had the success that I've had in the healthcare realm due to all the people who have influenced me. Harriet, the many professors that I've had, not only in the nursing program, but in the law school. It's just been a tremendous ride, and I thank you so much.
It is now my esteemed privilege to introduce Sean Smith to the stage. Earning his JD from Pace Law School, Mr. Smith serves as a Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resource Officer for New York Presbyterian. Every year, New York Presbyterian sees over 2 million visitors and is staffed by expert nurses, doctors, and technicians. Overseeing talent acquisition, Mr. Smith is responsible for connecting amazing health professionals to patients across New York City. With all that he has going on, Mr. Smith still dedicates his time as a trustee for Pace University, working to ensure a bright future for students like me. It is my honor to welcome Mr. Smith to the stage. Please join me in a round of applause.
I gotta say, Chris, hard act to follow, I'm just saying. Well, Roker, I'm actually definitely not. I'm going to do the best I can. But let me just say why this tonight is so special for me before I actually jump in. And this is a tribute to everybody in the healthcare community. We just went through the most significant health crisis in this country for many years. And all of these people deserve a round of applause. Before we begin, I actually want to just say, let's applaud to our incredible student speakers who tonight represented kids. And I just have one sentence for you. New York Presbyterian career. Seriously, as a trustee, it makes me so proud to see the hard work and brilliance of these go-getters. It reminds us, you heard Audrey say this, of ourselves not just a few years ago, probably 5 years ago, but we'll keep that into what it is. But tonight I have the exciting opportunity to introduce a colleague, a friend, and a true friend. I'm here today because of advice of this friend years ago. 12 years ago when I started at Sloan Kettering. Did I say Sloan Kettering? I used to work there once. New York Presbyterian. Stacey Petrower was kind enough to take me to dinner and tell me what truly were the ingredients to success at New York Presbyterian. So I'm really thankful to you, Stacey, and I wanted to really be able to say that before I got all mushy inside and everything else today. But Stacey is not only an esteemed colleague, Stacey has been a leader in the healthcare industry for over 30 years. You can't tell, can you? She is responsible for the executive direction and management for one of our very precious hospitals, which is in Hudson Valley, New York. New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley, which we took over and placed Stacey there. It's now approximately, 7 years, where she has done an incredible job really bridging the gap between what we need to do from a leadership perspective and the connection to such an incredible community. NYP Hudson Valley has grown immensely under her amazing leadership, and during her tenure as president, she has championed many things. But I do want to talk about, of course, the operational growth of Hudson Valley. She's amazing with numbers. She's the first in any meeting to actually have the solution. She can finish the sentence of most people because she has this incredible ability to really actually think with forethought and to think in a really innovative way. The growth and strategies of this particular facility, she's really held from capital projects like the opening of a new maternal and newborn care unit and a cardiac catheterization lab, which was really tough. I can attest to that, the many nights that she was on the phone, dedicated through the pandemic, getting prepared to open up this cath lab. This unit and lab have allowed patients an incredible quality of life as they wouldn't have otherwise, and protected new mothers and babies during the most pivotal moments of their young lives. I do want to say, though, that I took the opportunity to talk to a few of Stacey's teammates to ask, how would you describe her? And the words that they shared were very powerful. First, a big heart. Innovative, decisive, driven, all true, very decisive on that. Creative, supportive, impactful, fast thinker, innovative, trusting, cares about the teams and patient care. And that person sent that to me in big, very bold letters that really represents the true heart of this extraordinary woman. 31 years of progressive leadership roles have included roles at Sinai, Montefiore, Hackensack. She's even been a recruiter, right? So she's done a lot of things throughout her amazing careers. But one of the things that, when I asked Stacey to tell me what's most meaningful to you, family came to mind. And I do want to celebrate her family today, who I think 5 years ago hosted me in their homes. But Evan, I just want you to take a bow because you're responsible for little sister. You really represent the fabric of the foundation that is called Stacey Petrower. Years ago when I interviewed, she interviewed me as well. And some of what I learned from her, I still actually use today. Be caring, be focused, include others in what it is that you're doing, and ensure I'm going to say it, Stacey. I'm sure you know who hired you and what you actually need to do to be successful. But I think at the end of the day, her most meaningful career achievements have really included mentorship. And I had dinner with Stacey last week as we were really getting prepared for tonight. And what she left me with is what I think will become part of Stacey's legacy. That long after she leaves, she wants to be able to support careers. She wants to be able to mentor others. She wants to be able to be sure that those who follow her can actually thrive. She wants to be sure that those that she's hired and placed in Hudson Valley continue to be successful, and many of those have gone on to bigger roles across our organization. But she also talked about a program which is called Building Tomorrow's Leaders, which was done many years ago, for which she was a mentor. And has mentored many people, some of them sitting in this room today, even outside of me. And it's one of the things that I think I'd be proud to partner with Stacey on in the future as part of her own legacy. I see Ellen here, part of her team, and colleagues here that have worked with her for many years, who made the trek here from Hudson Valley, because Stacey is truly a very special person. So in close, I actually do want to say that I am not only honored, but when I was asked to actually make sure that I actually made some remarks tonight, this was one of those that I felt very strongly about. With all that Stacey has accomplished and with all that she continues to do for the community, it's with deep respect and admiration that PACE recognizes Stacey Petrower tonight with the College of Health Professional Changemakers in Healthcare Award. Congratulations, my friend. Please come up.
I don't think thank you can really, okay. You are the best buddy I could have, clearly, and you have played an integral role in my success and in my journey at NYP from the very first day I met you. So thank you for all your support throughout the years. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to my fellow honorees. It is a pleasure to be honored next to you, with you. I really, I have valued what you've done, certainly Audrey in the healthcare field. I've certainly, okay, here's my pen. I have, heard about you. I worked at Hackensack at a different time, and I just, congratulations, everybody. Thank you. I want to thank our PACE president, Marvin Krislov. Your vision and your commitment to supporting and advocating for first-generation college students is so inspiring. I'd also like to thank Marcus Tye, our Dean of the College of Health Professions. As chair of the College of Health Professions Advisory Board, I get to see firsthand your passion, your drive to provide PACE students an absolutely wonderful experience. And it's a pleasure to be working with you and supporting the growth and the progress of the students in the College of Health Professions. 3 decades ago, in the early stages of my career, I wasn't thinking about graduate school. I had a great job in a large academic medical center, and I loved what I was doing and how much I was learning. What ultimately motivated me to go back to school was a little voice in my head, AKA my late mother, who always believed that education was the foundation of future success. Our mom had always been a champion of higher education, she not having had one herself. The doors that open when you have a degree, as well as the people you meet and interact with and learn from in an academic setting. So I enrolled in the MPA program at PACE, and it was one of the best learning experiences of my life. Except for the driving from Manhattan to White Plains back to Queens 2 nights a week and paying a lot in parking tickets. Other than that, it was fantastic. At that time in my life, I had the flexibility to go to night school and then eagerly apply those tools the very next day in my work. It was so unique. The diversity of thought and different viewpoints and experiences that I had with my peers during that time helped me grow into the leader I am today. This past November, I was invited to tour PACE in Pleasantville. I was privileged to meet with the faculty, some of whom are here, who are incredibly passionate about the programs that they lead, and they are such tremendous advocates for their students. We toured the learning facility, and I was so impressed with the simulation lab, the way the faculty are training our nursing students, and I am absolutely counting on some of those nursing students working at New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital. Take it from me, a 30-year healthcare veteran, this was an incredibly impressive and exciting display of innovation, creativity, and passion for teaching. And I know that the future of our PACE students and the continuing advancements that PACE will provide for them all and enable this generation of students to excel in their chosen fields. Like my niece Carly, who's here with us, who's in her second year of her PsyD program, and her friend Izzy, who's right beside her. This is the teacher center. When I listen to the two of you speak, and about what you're learning and how engaged you are and how committed you are to your work, you inspire me. Last Friday was my 20-year anniversary as a leader in New York Presbyterian, and I have loved this journey and the people who have made it so exciting, challenging, and fulfilling, like my friend Sean, like my boss Karen Westerveld, who's the busiest woman in healthcare and came here tonight to support me. Thank you, Karen. My friend Juan, my colleague, who I've known for decades. Thank you so much for being here. My colleague Ellen Bloom, thank you for being here, Ellen. Also came down from Hudson Valley. It was a very far drive and it's very lovely. And I just feel like with the College of Health Professions and what we can do as a community supporting PACE, that the best is yet to come. So thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
I'd like to thank again our students, Leilani Melendez and Ian Freed. And if you do not have the chance to meet our students, you should. At any of our events, our students are truly amazing people, and they give me great, great hope for the future at a time when we often need hope. I'd like to thank all of you for attending. I encourage you to stay. There are still plenty of neurotoxin available, and you can sign up for it, as well as, we know there's a dose threshold, there's no safe limit, but, that's life. And there will be some more food coming out, I hope, as well. And I also would just like to recognize, we've heard today from Chris Roker on the importance of family. We've heard today from Audrey Murphy on the importance of faculty and mentors. And we've heard today from Stacey Petrower of the importance of education in terms of propelling an individual's life and her career, as well as impacting the lives of others. And how many of you are a PACE alum? Raise your hand. Look around the room. And how many of you know a PACE alum? Of course, everybody in the room, right? Because all of our awardees are PACE alumni. They're part of the PACE family. They're leaders in healthcare, but they have also experienced personally PACE's power to be engines of change and advancement, not only in the lives of society, but also in their own lives, in the lives of their family. And that is PACE's mission of Opportunitas. So thank you again for coming tonight.